So Kirtana, are you able to follow us?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can turn on the video if possible.
Yeah. Okay.
So how many of you believe that God exists? Please raise your hand. Okay, everybody. Okay. Yeah. So now I cannot ask the second question, right? Raise your hand if you don't believe in the existence of God. Uh, so you made it easy for me. So there was a story. Okay, there was a story. Once in a village, the villagers called a saintly person to give some discourse in the village. They wanted to learn some spiritual knowledge, so they called a saint. So the saint came, and there was a huge assembly of 1,000 people. Uh, then the saint started off his discourse with a question like this: raise your hand if you believe in God. Then everybody raised their hands, just like all of you. You know, everybody raised their hands because they were doubtful. If they say that they don't believe in God, uh, it'll be very awkward in front of a saintly person. It'll be very awkward. So maybe we should not say that we don't believe in God. Even if they don't believe in God, some of them, even if they don't believe in God, they didn't want to show that they don't want to believe in God. So everyone, they raised their hands. And this sadhu said, okay, you all believe in God, then I don't have any job here. I don't even need to give any discourse here. Then he went off. Then the villagers were disappointed. We called him for a nice discourse to have some nice time, and now he left the place. So they call him again after a few days, but this time they make a plan, saying that no, we should not raise our hands at all. So the sage comes again and asks the same question: how many of you believe in God? Then none of them raise their hands. Then the sadhu says, "Arey, if you don't even believe in God, what's the use of my discourse?" And then the sadhu leaves. The villagers are disappointed again. And then they brainstorm again, and they come up with a new strategy. This time they say that half of us will raise hand, half of them will not. Okay? And then they invite the sadhu again. The sadhu comes, and then this time the sadhu asks the same question: how many of you believe in the existence of God? Half of the people raise their hands, half of the people don't raise the hands. Then sadhu will say, those who know about, who believe in God, preach to the others who do not believe in God. And then the sadhu leaves. So, okay. So even though we believe in the existence of God, I mean, especially coming from Indian background, right? Especially we are so fortunate that we did not become atheists. Okay, we all believe in God, but our faith is not so strong. Our faith is very shakeable. If somebody comes and starts a discussion or an argument with us, uh, we we have a question on our faith itself. Um, so that's why, even though we believe that God exists, we need to understand this point from a different perspective, from a technical and scientific perspective, to appreciate better and to strengthen our faith on God. We need to learn this knowledge. uh, because by learning about the existence of God, what are we trying to do?
We are trying to connect to God.
We are trying
so
to
that we can get
connect with God so that we can be happy eternally. Okay. Now, just like in the software industry, we do RCA, right? Whenever there is a problem, we do root cause analysis. So now, what is the problem that we have? The problem that we have is we are not happy in the material world. No matter what I do, I'm not happy. Okay? So when I was in India, I thought going to America will make me happy. After coming to America, I thought getting green card will make me happy. After getting green card, I thought getting citizenship will make me happy. And after getting citizenship, maybe after going to Mars, I'll be happy. That's what Elon Musk is doing, right? He's trying to take everyone to Mars. Okay? So if you ask a person who is in Himalayas, probably he'll say, what's your goal in life? He'll say, I want to go to New York. And if you ask a person in New York, he'll say, what's your goal? If you ask him, what's your goal? Probably he'll say, my goal is to go to Himalayas. Okay? So wherever a person is, he thinks that the grass is green on the other side. Okay? But no matter what you do, whether you are in this side of the grass or that side of the grass, whether you are in Himalayas or New York or wherever, there are problems everywhere. Okay? Now, to solve the problem, we need to go to its roots. Okay, let me share for the online people. So who created this mess? Is there someone behind all this? We are seeing so many problems in this material world. Now, there'll be a point in your life where you will ask a question, why there are so many problems in life? Why people are suffering? Why am I suffering? First you will see others are suffering. Then you will ask why others are suffering so much. Then after some time, the problems will start occurring to you. Okay? Then you will ask a question, why am I suffering so much? Why there are so many problems? Why can't I be happy? Because that's the paradox of life, right? So, paradox, what a paradox means? What's a paradox?
Paradox means something that appears contradictory.
Self-contradictory. Self-contradictory. Any statement or any situation, that's self-contradictory. Okay? You're saying something or you're trying to do something, but you're trying to get the results in an opposite way. Now we are trying to be happy, but the results are going in opposite direction. This is the paradox of life. Now, I also had a question like this actually. 15 years ago, before I started learning Bhagavad Gita, before I started coming to temples like this regularly, I had a question in life. After seeing so many problems in my own life and after seeing problems in so many other people's lives, I had a question. Why did God create me in the first place? Why did God create me without my permission? If God did not create me, I wouldn't have suffered like this. Coming from an Indian background, we all believe in karma theory. If you do good things, you'll get punya karma. If you do bad things, you'll have to suffer from papa karma. So this much we know. But my question 15 years ago was, how did this karma cycle began in the very first place? How did this karma begin in the very first place? If God did not create me, probably the karma cycle wouldn't start ever, and I wouldn't have to suffer. So I really had this question. And then I tried finding answer in various organizations like inner engineering, art of living, so many other organizations. But nowhere I could find a right answer. You can experiment this actually. Now you go to any organization or you go and read any book in library, or you buy any book on Amazon, spiritual book on Amazon, and try to find answer to this question. You will not find, I can guarantee you that. Except the Bhagavad Gita as it is, okay, as written by our founder Acharya of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada. Except this book, nowhere else you will find correct answer to this. I can guarantee you this. And this is not a statement by by me because I belong to ISKCON, or this is not a statement by some of our previous senior devotees in ISKCON. There was a independent research done by a Western person. He studied 700 different commentaries on Bhagavad Gita in the market, and he declared, saying that Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita is the most accurate and closest to Lord Krishna's message. Okay, Lord Krishna spoke 700 shlokas, but different people interpreted that in different ways, according to their understanding, according to their wish and will, according to their personal motive and agenda. They changed the meaning of the shlokas and interpreted Bhagavad Gita in wrong ways. So then there was an independent study done by this Western person. He was not a spiritual person. He was not religious. He was not spiritual, but he was curious. He was curious to read